How great, how great, how great is our God. How great, sing with me. And how great is our God. And all will see how great, how great, how great, how great is our God. How great, how great.
This is Rev. Michelle Hopkins.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog of the controversy.
If you go to H.R. 3962, this is a bill that was back in 2009, October 29, 2009. If you go down to page, I think maybe 1501, this is the FDA administration. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, it talks about National Medical Device Registry. And if you read down, it talks about implementing and it talks about class 3 medical devices, and it's like pacemakers and stuff. But this right here, it says, and this is a very open-ended bill. It means they can do whatever they want and have vague language. But it says may include, as the Secretary determines, as she deems appropriate, specifies in regulation, a Class 2 device that is life-supporting or life-sustaining. What is a Class 2 device? Well, if you go to the FDA, a Class 2 Special Controls Guidance Document, implantable radio frequency transponder system for patent identification and health information. And if you go back here, it's all about data registry, medical device registry, health information, implantable. If you go over here to FDA, Class 2 implantable radio frequency transponder system for patient identification and health information for medical device registry. And also over here it talks about it, it goes through this talks about the Class 2, the device is intended to enable access to secure patient identification and corresponding health information in humans. Implantable. What are they talking about? They're talking about the microchip.
All right, this next story may sound like something out of, well, a Hollywood thriller. A Saudi inventor has created a killer microchip. It's designed to track terrorists and criminals and, well, you can think of somebody. Not only does it include a GPS device, it also has a lethal dose of cyanide, which can be activated at any time. You get my point?
Now, they tried to pass a bill like this a couple of years ago, and I think the whistleblowers came out, so they came out and redacted part of a bill, and they've come out with this very vague one. Now, what was in the other bill? This was H.R. 3200. Same wording, a Class 2 device that is implantable. This was in their thing. Life-supporting, life-sustaining. The same thing is what they put here, but they've worded it vague. Class 2 device, they've taken out implantable, that is life-supporting and life-sustaining. Even though it's vague, it still means the same thing as a Class 2 device that is implantable. This was in their actual bill. And when you go back, what is implantable? It goes back to the chip. And I think one of the reasons why they took the thing out of the bill and has made it vague is because a couple of years ago, Ron Paul came out. And he said buried deep within over 1,000 pages of this massive U.S. healthcare bill in a non-discussed section titled C11 Section 2521, this is H.R. 3200, National Medical Device Registry, and which states its purpose as, he quotes that part of the law, and then goes on to say, in a real world speak, according to this report, this new law, when finally implemented, provides the framework for making the United States the first nation in the world to require each and every one of its citizens to have implanted in them a radio frequency identification microchip for the purpose of controlling who is or isn't allowed medical care in their country. They have been talking about the microchip for a while, and it's getting closer and closer to them wanting to implement it. And now that Obamacare has passed, they wanted to establish a national medical device registry, as the Secretary deems appropriate, a Class 2 device that is life-supporting, Class 2 device, implantable, Class 2 device.
Humankind is at a historic crossroads. The forces of globalism are marching towards absolute despotism. Look in the mirror, count the cost, and decide, are you going to let history repeat itself? Or will you stand tall with freedom lovers everywhere and stop the completion of a world dictatorship?
This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.
Sing with me and darkness tries to hide, and oh, see my heart racing trembles at his voice. How great is our God? How great, how great.